Welcome, everybody, to the Hot Dish Podcast, where it has a little bit of everything and it's always good. I'm your host, Jordan. Today with me, I have Cody and Austin.
What's up?
He's back. They're back.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't.
We just got done talking about car issues. You were the one having the car issues.
Oh, yeah. But that's like pretty much gone now. I just have to sell it. So that's like a long story, though.
That fixes all the issues.
Yes, it does. It does, yeah. They're like, oh, what's wrong with the car? And you're like, if you turn the radio up, nothing. Yes. So, but yeah, I mean, I was having problems because in my move, somewhere along the line, I actually had lost the title to my car. So I had to go to the DMV and get a new title. And also, I bought tabs back in May. No. It was actually April for my car, my old car.
Okay.
And I never got them. And so, like, I had to get temporary license for my car that you put in the windshield. And then since then, I still didn't get it, like, 3 months later. And then I bought a new car and still never got them. So I went to the DMV and I was like, well, what the heck?
What year is your car, your new one?
My new one, 2016.
So I just found out that your tabs are mostly based off the year of the car.
Yeah, the newer the vehicle, the more expensive.
Oh my god!
Could you imagine getting a brand new truck?
So I was riding with my dad to get my vehicle because we were gonna pick mine up. And he was like, "Oh," I was like, asking him what were tabs on this thing. He's like, "Oh, when I first got it, $800."
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, and it depends, like, you know, fuel economy on your car, all that kind of stuff.
So and
luckily,
with mine, with the signing. When I was signing for it in the paperwork, it said how much the tabs are gonna be the first year, $450. Like,
yeah,
I know trucks are usually bad.
Yep. Yep.
But
anything like if your car puts more wear and tear on the road, they charge you more for tabs too. And depends where you live and all that. But yeah, so I never got tabs, and so I ended up going back. I've had to go to the DMV like 4 times now because I also had to renew my license this year.
Nice.
So I renewed my license and my tabs the same day, and never got either of them. Yeah, so then, because I got, like, the new Real ID from Minnesota.
Yep.
And so I had to bring, like, all this stuff. And I, like, pre-applied online and everything so that I didn't have to bring in everything. But you had to have 2 forms of address validation or verification or whatever.
Huh?
Yeah, so I brought in my lease agreement. So it has my signature and my address on it.
Yep.
And, but at that time, I didn't know that. Because I was just told by the lady at the DMV, she's like, this is fine, that's all you need. And then I found out, like, a month later, I got a letter in the mail saying, like, oh, yeah, we actually need 2, and that first form didn't have your address on it. What? So I had to go back to the DMV and get new tabs, and she was like, well, the thing is we already sent them out, so if you want to get new ones today, we still have to charge you.
Oh,
so I had to pay for my tabs twice.
On the new car?
On the old car.
Oh, okay.
The new car came with them, because But, yeah, so that was ridiculous. I'm like, what other company gets, you know, I know it's not a company, but, like, what company can get away with that? Like, oh, yeah, we screwed up and didn't get them to you, but that's, you're paying for it.
Post office can do that, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
we lost your
government.
Package. Are you sure you ordered it? It's like, oh, my God, it pissed me off.
Yeah.
You have to get a hold of the company to figure out.
Yeah.
It's the company's fault that we lost the package. It's like, no, it's not. You lost the package.
So that's fun. But then, so I had to apply for a new title, had to bring in all my address verification stuff. And now everything should be settled. And so now I just have to sell my car. Because I bought my new car like 2 months ago. And I wasn't able to sell it because I couldn't find the title and it didn't have up-to-date tabs. So, like, I've just been waiting to sell it. But
Mine should. I'm just thinking mine have up-to-date tabs? I think it does.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Probably.
It was brand new.
No, a Honda.
Oh.
The CRE. It's like, does mine have up-to-date? Because I'm also trying to sell my vehicle as well. And it was like,
This is like a perfect time of year to do it, too. This in spring, because, like, all the kids are going back to high school.
Yeah, or college.
College, yeah.
Hey, vehicle's all-wheel drive. Winter's coming up.
Yeah.
Hey. Runs great. It's a Honda. It'll never die.
Exactly.
That's what I tell them. Your radio comments are really funny. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, my dad used to always say that too. I remember one time I had this old Volkswagen. It was my first car. It was a Volkswagen Passat 2000, and it had a salvage title. It was just we bought it for like $500. Yeah, it was just it actually was really nice, except for the problems it had.
It was good except for the
except for the parts that weren't bad. They weren't good. But no, it drove really nice. The only thing, it had a lot of electrical issues.
Oh.
So, and that's like stuff that
you don't want to deal with.
yeah, because it's just we replaced like all the wires and the connecting parts of all the wires and stuff, and it just still like I would be driving in the middle of the night and all the lights would go off. And I'm like, okay, like how am I gonna get home now? So it was scary. But I remember one night going home and actually using my phone to light up my mileage and everything.
Oh,
So my outside lights always worked, but my inside lights would just all shut off, and so I can't see how fast I'm going. I can't see any of that.
Hopefully find a car in front of you.
But yeah, so but I remember one time we got it all fixed up to a point where it was like driving okay, and I wasn't having a lot of issues, and the check engine light just kept coming on, and we didn't know why, and we used like the computer to check it, and it just was like issues that weren't really issues, and then we'd like fix it and delete it. Yeah, and
I
then
was just gonna say low tire pressure.
and so my dad and I just took a piece of tape and then covered it with Sharpie, put it over the check engine light. We're like, it's fixed. First
engine light.
Yeah, first car problems.
The whole time it was just your gas cap open.
Yep. It's just my fault.
'Cause I know that can throw a light.
Yeah.
No, they don't have gas. Mine doesn't have a gas cap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
mine
got the
doesn't
little
either.
pushing thing, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah,
Like, I'm sure
I'm
it's fine.
surprised every company doesn't do what like the CRV has inside next to my seat.
Yeah, you have to pull a lever,
Pull a
to
lever
open
and
the
opens
gas
up my
door.
gas door.
Oh.
That way no one can fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like, why doesn't every car have that?
Oh, mine you just push it.
Yeah, mine too.
And
That's
it just
my new one.
pops open.
My new one's like that. But,
Why?
But my old one's like, well, someone can still fuck with you because now there's no cap at all, and there's
Right.
no stopping someone from like, because like back in the day, people would throw sugar in your
Yeah.
fuel and it would crystallize in your engine.
Well, people still do that.
I know, but I
yeah.
don't see this often. And then you have a fucking broken engine.
Yeah. Or steal your gas.
Yeah.
Or piss in your tank.
Or,
Yeah.
I've seen that. But
I've never owned a car that didn't have the like lever open from the inside. My
Really?
old Honda did,
Yep, my old
My-
Honda did too.
my Pontiac did, and now this did.
There's-
This
there's-
does. My
there's-
Subaru
really?
does
I'm
too.
surprised that's like a security thing. Like, why that's the reason we have locked doors. You know?
I've also got a standard gas cap where you turn it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's like,
See, yeah, I guess I'm indifferent on that part,
on
but
all mine, the gas cap was always busted off, or like little catcher. So I just have
Oh,
to take it
yeah.
out and put it on my car.
well, you're supposed to put it in the in your door. There's usually a bracket where you set the thing in the door.
I haven't had that.
yeah, I know a lot of them too will have like a little cable that
Yeah,
attaches
the
it.
cable
So.
was always broken
Yeah.
on all of them, so it's like off
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
No, I don't ever let mine hang. I put it in the Lego. Ooh, it's got like a little chair. It's like
There you go. Nice. Yeah, I was always worried like getting gas on my car because like my old Honda was starting to like rust a little bit. So I'm like, do I really want to get like gas all over the rust on my car? I don't know if that would affect it at all, but I feel like it's not good for the paint.
I mean,
Like, I feel like it's not great for it.
I know right in mine, it drips one time when I pull it out. Even if no matter how much I shake it, as soon as I pull out, one drip, but it hits the plastic inside the little cover.
We still talking about getting
Yeah.
gas in the car?
Yeah,
It's
and
Boy,
not
I hope
going
so.
to-
Drip every single time, Cody.
No matter how much I shake it, there's always one last drip.
Yeah.
no matter
Get
how much you
watch
shake,
next time.
no matter how
I'll have
much
to
you
show
shake and dance, the last few drops
Yeah.
are on your pants.
Yeah, you know it.
That actually is the worst though. I don't know if you guys experienced that ever, but like,
Actually, talking about bathroom time now, or what?
well, like it sucked when like I had
Don't
to wear
you
like
hate it when you piss
khaki dress.
yourself?
Yeah. Well, no, like you're like, oh yeah, it's all shaked, and then like you put your khaki pants back up, and there's like a little wet spot, and you're like,
Well,
okay.
shit.
Yeah, like,
How did that happen?
I have to walk back through the office now.
None of us wear khakis. Oh, I don't wear khakis to work.
Oh, I guess.
I wear jeans, but still, you can see it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Man.
I've done it a lot where like I accidentally get a little too close to the counter when you're like do the sink
Oh,
when you
yeah.
wash your hands, and
And
like
then-
someone just like drenched it, and then you
Yeah.
back up, and you just got like
Yep,
lines
yep.
over your lap of water.
It's
You're like,
like-
son of a.
People are gonna think I'm a slob now.
Yeah.
But yeah. But speaking of jobs,
Yay!
yay!
You lost a job.
I did not lose my job.
Uh,
Very willingly
working?
quit my job.
Are you working? No. Then you lost your job.
No.
You can't find it right now.
No, I know where it is, and I'm staying far away.
Oh,
No. Yeah. I quit 2 weeks ago now.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, but it's good riddance. I mean, like, I learned a lot of stuff there, but they're actually facing a lawsuit right now and everything. Did I tell you about all this?
You told me a little bit, but you can if you want to explain it, you can. But you're not for not for
Yeah, I'm just not gonna. I won't say where it is or anything, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a advertising company that made basically phone books, and magazines, and I worked there, and there was just a lot of, like, toxic traits from, like, the CEO and everything, and he just was. I mean, like, my last week there, he had brought two of the longest, like, people who have been there the longest, and, like, one of them even, like, nannies his kids full time, and she just manages all of his scheduling, and she also does all these different jobs in the office. And he brought her in and was, like, door wide open, and he's just, like, yelling at her, belittling her, like asking, like, telling her to justify her position in the company and why she makes this amount. And she's openly, like, saying her salary out loud with the door open, and everyone can hear it. And I was like, dude, you can't do
He's
that.
like one of those crazy employees you hear horror stories of, or employers, I should say.
Yeah.
He sounds like it because, like, you were telling me how your dress code was business casual, but except for on Mondays you had to wear a tie.
Yeah, so all week you had to wear, like,
Monday?
dress pants, dress shoes, and a dress shirt.
Yeah.
Except Fridays. Then you could wear casual, but casual just meant you could wear sneakers and jeans.
Yeah, that was the
Like,
same
yeah.
in my old position.
But then on Mondays you have to wear a tie. And I was like,
That's kind of random.
right. But then our CEO would walk in shorts and a t-shirt, and you're like,
Thanks.
okay, dude, it's 80 and humid outside, and you made me wear this. And I would just take my tie off
And-
at first break. And
And
like, screw it.
or in, like, you were not allowed to listen to music. You'd listen to whatever the radio was playing.
Yeah, and it was just like, so because we had to answer the phones all the time, so I kind of get it, but also, like, I can have one headpiece in and, like, still hear the phone ring and
Yeah.
pull it out. But yeah, they just had, like, a random radio station playing on over the speakers, but it wasn't, like, a consistent type of music. So it'd be like hardcore screamo at like 8 a.m. in the morning, and then like a super old country song right after that, and then like a modern pop song, and then screamo again. And I was like, I can't work in this. Like, I can't work with screamo in my
And
ears.
so, like, I also got into a new position now. I'm a marketing and salesman. That's what I call myself. But I think I'm just a salesman. But I've been doing marketing stuff for the company that's on, like, Facebook and stuff around the office itself. But I throw on a podcast on YouTube, and I just, like, we have them on our speakers, and I just, like, when a phone calls, I pause it and I go, hello.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, like, easy
Yeah.
as that.
That's what Renee does too. She just has headphones in, and then if she ever needs to use the phone or talk to somebody, she just puts it down like normal people would.
Mm-hmm. I know. That's exactly what I did in, like, my old position as a drafter. I listened to music. I didn't get phone calls very often, but when someone would come over, I have the little button on my headphones, just boop, and
Yep. Yeah, I don't get the big deal, but I don't know. I'm sure we have a lot of employers out there who'd be like, these millennials and they need to listen to music all day.
I mean, I don't listen to music in my position right now, but that's mainly because I'm, like, always busy.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd be constantly in, out, in,
Right,
out, in,
yeah.
out.
Right
It's just
now,
more annoying than anything.
I can watch, if I get to work at 7, our office hours are open at 8, and so we don't, for that first hour, I can, like, we'll listen to whatever, get work done, blah, blah, blah. After 8 o'clock, I cannot finish another, like, an hour-long podcast.
Right.
So for my 9-hour shift, I can't finish an hour-long podcast or listen to something for an hour. It's just like, oh, I'll pause it, phone call. Customer walks in, walk up there, talk to him.
Yep.
Wants to go look at a trailer. We go out there and look at the trailer. So it's like, I am constantly running, so I never get to finish a video.
Right, yeah. But it's just nice when you do have downtime, or, like, when you are, like, just doing I shouldn't say mediocre, but, like, admin type tasks, to just have something you can just drone out to, because it's just boring work.
Yeah. Right now, it's been crazy right now. I blink and it's already like 5 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I just got here. I haven't done anything today. Because I'm comparing it to, like, this video much. I'm like, I just started this video. It's only been like 10 minutes. But
yeah.
Video. I say video because it's a video podcast, but I'm just listening to it.
Yeah.
Because we have to. My job is when I work at a trailer dealership place as well as manufacturer, but I'm a dealer now. When we get a shipment coming in, I'm the person that has to take inventory, so I have to take pictures of it, make sure it looks okay, make sure it's the right trailer, and then I put it online for customers to see it online as well. That's
Gotcha.
Pretty much all I do all day, other than sell trailers and answer stupid questions like, can I put an enclosure on top of a Luma?
Right, yeah.
I had someone ask me, a small, like, a Luma utility, like, can we put an enclosure on top of that? instead of buying in like an enclosure trailer, they want us to do it for them. Like, yeah, can you do that for me? No.
You can buy it and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. But they're too big. We told them to buy an enclosure. Like, oh, those are way too big. Like, they come in like really, it's 5x8. That's really tiny.
Wow.
Some people, I just don't
yeah, they confuse me.
Whenever you're selling anything to anyone, there's always gonna be that one person.
Yep. I remember, like, speaking of like stupid questions you've been asked at a job. I remember working at Walmart for one of my first jobs in like the tech department. Yeah, it was. Someone came in at like 11 at night, and they must have been on something. But they came up to me and they were like, "Do you have any wireless extension cords?"
Nice.
And I was like,
nice.
Like a battery? Like, what is that?
Which one do you want?
Yeah. Like,
An extension cord?
yeah,
or
or a wireless something. I was like, I mean, like, I can't imagine.
Austin's got a story.
And he's like, no, I know those exist. And I was like a generator? Like, do they say, is it just like a battery powered like outlet? Because I've never heard of that. I was like, is this guy nuts?
If you show it to me, I'll invest in it right now. You need
and me. Gonna look it up.
We're gonna be millionaires if we figure this out.
Wireless extension cord.
Like the only wireless transfer we have right now is like you can put your phone on top of a wireless charger.
Yeah.
And then like in.
Just a power strip.
Just a power strip, yeah.
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
You're gonna show it to the bingo.
Yeah.
Let's see what Amazon's got.
The only other power is like very radioactive, like it pushing power and it charges super slowly.
Right.
That's the only thing we've created at the moment, as I've seen. That's really funny. Austin's got a story about that. Austin, you worked at Menards.
Mm-hmm. In the
you want to talk
electrical
about the cable story?
Which one?
The guy looking for cable. We just picked up the antenna.
Oh yeah, that asshole. Customers think they know better than you, when sometimes they do. But hey, no, he was looking for a TV antenna because he was too cheap to get Dish.
Yep.
And he wanted the 10 free channels of news and I don't know kids and he wanted a. God, this was so long ago. I'm trying to remember. It was like
5 years ago.
Yeah, but there's like the coax cable that comes off the antenna, goes into your TV, and he wanted a signal booster. So I showed him the signal booster, and then he goes, "That's not what I want." And I'm like, "Well, what do you want?" He's like, "A signal booster." And I'm like, "It's right here." And he goes, "No, that's not it." And I'm like, "That is a signal booster. That is what we have. It does exactly what you're telling me you want it to do.
Right.
That is it." And he just kept saying,
wasn't he looking
"No,
for something? I don't have signal."
Yeah, and then he kept saying, and then he's like, he wanted the signal booster as well because he didn't have signal because it'll help get a little more range on the antenna. And he's like, but I don't have signal. And then I'm just like, this is exactly what you need. And he kept telling me, no, it's not.
I don't have signal. I need to get signal. Then go fucking buy something else.
And he eventually, I was just standing there. I was thinking. He just eventually went, okay, I'm done here, and left.
Jeez.
I was like, okay. So I went and told my boss, and he's like, yeah, you just kind of get some of those pricks.
Yeah. And that's just it, too. Like, I will never understand it. Like, why people just have to be rude to other people. Like, I will never get that. Like, because even like, I went to Great Clips the other day and had, like, the worst experience.
So just yelling.
Oh,
This is not what I want.
The lady was just, like, the worst. And, like, I've gone a few times that have, like, what I usually get on record. And it's, like, I get, like, a fade, and then I barely get a trim on the top because, like, I usually have the top longer. And, like, she didn't say anything to me. She was super rude. She started, like, yelling at me because I wasn't, like, sitting back enough. And then once I sat back, she was like...
Too far.
She was like, you need to slouch because I was too tall for her because she was short. And I was like...
Isn't that chair adjustable?
I was just going to say, she could just
it
lay
is.
the chair down.
And she, like, this lady was insane. And then she was like, do you use any product in your hair? And I was like, well, I mean, sometimes I use... And mind you, before I went, I showered, so, like, my hair was nice and soft and just clean. So I feel like that would bother me if I was a hairstylist. If someone came in with greasy hair, I'd be like, I don't want to touch it. But, so I washed, and then so she was like, do you use any product? And I told her, I was like, yeah, I use this Old Spice, like, styling cream sometimes, like, when it gets to a certain length to keep it out of my eyes. And she was like, she visibly gagged at me. And she was like, never use that again. And I was like, oh, what the heck
I
is
use the
happening?
exact same stuff, though.
Did she give you some advice or a reason why?
She didn't give me a reason why, but she was, like, pointing at other products. She was like, you need to use something like this. And I was like...
You need to use our stuff.
Yeah, exactly, because she gets commission on that.
Yeah,
so I was like...
So we'll do that at work, too. Like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And we'll explain to them why or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, we sell aluminum trailers. Like aluminum doesn't rust. That's why people buy them. But it will oxidize if you let water sit on it.
Yeah.
And so it'll look like crap. And that's what like you do like. Some people are like, oh, I want to use it for, I don't know, something that would do with water. Like, well, make sure you just dry it off. Like, why? It's like, oh, this will make your trailer rust. Or if we didn't explain that, like, just cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Because it leaves like a white haze over it, right?
It almost turns it brown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. But yeah, they're just like, with now that I'm bumped up to like dealing with customers every single day, it's like I have to be in a good mood, you know, no matter what. Yep. I just got off a shitty phone call. It's just like, good morning, how's it going? You know, hopefully better than my day.
Exactly, yeah.
Hello, what's your, I got problems.
Yeah.
I have pulled it away before, too, because they're really loud.
They must have finished.
Yep.
You still there?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do that at my old company, too, all the time. People would call in just like, okay, so where I used to work, we made ads, basically, and sold those. So, but one of the types of ads we would sell is like it's a listing in the book, and then above it you can put like your logo and then like a 25 to 50 word bio underneath it. But we didn't receive the contact information for that listing until like closer to print. So people would sign up for this. We'd send them a proof with like a disclaimer where their contact information would be, and it explains all of it in the disclaimer.
1-800-12345.
Yeah, and it's like a big red box, and it's like disclaimer: we do not have your contact information, and we cannot change your contact information because this is your membership. Like, this is what you are registered as with this association. Like, we can't change that for you. Make sure you contact them, verify it before you approve this. And people would just approve it all the time. And then, like, they would get printed, and they're like, it was the wrong number. I was like, that's your fault. Like,
you laugh at that. We each of us has a phone number in our office, and then there's a front desk one. So, if they call the front desk one, that rings all four of ours. Or 3 of ours. That's just because like anybody can answer the phone then.
Oh, it's like a general number.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Like a sales number.
So everyone's number is like 352-207 blah 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 blah, and then but for the front desk number, it's 352 a different number completely, and then the number, and so because everyone's number was the 207 in the middle one, except for the front desk one, and so we put that online, the suicide prevention line.
Oh.
So we were like,
oh no.
Like one of the other guys up there would throw it on Facebook. It's like, hey, make sure if you have any questions, call this. And
oh my god.
The number.
Yikes.
I mean, at least you're not giving them like a bad number.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good number to call. I can imagine like, I'm gonna go buy a trailer.
Yeah.
If you need help, please don't, please, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, here's like call 911. You're like, why would I call 911 for a trailer? Send someone on this quest.
Whoa! It was super weird. Like, every single number in our thing was, the middle number was like 207, blah, 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 except for our front desk one, which calls all of ours, our sales line. And it was just like, oh my god.
Yikes. The odds of that.
Oh, it's just like, it was kind of funny. He showed me that. I was like, I did this one time. I put it on Facebook. Just be heads up if you do it. This is not the number for desk.
Jeez.
Because yeah, we just have like a little cheat sheet, and everyone's four numbers are the last, or everyone's numbers the four last numbers. So I don't even remember mine are. But yeah, the middle three are different for the sales line, and so compared to everyone else's. So yeah, that's the suicide prevention line.
Yikes.
I think every number up until the last four are the exact same in our whole campus.
Really?
Yeah. And then everyone's just got a different last 4-digit extension.
And I think you pay for a giant chunk. Assume so, right?
Yeah. Because it's all the local like area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just that middle one doesn't have the same first three numbers that everyone else's. Oh, crappy. It was
just the odds of that being suicide prevention.
Right, yeah.
It's like a ball.
Yeah, like you said, though, at least it's not like some weird, like,
bad
other hotline. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
What other weird hotlines do you call, Cody?
I don't call them, but I know they exist.
I've heard of a lot of people trying to trick me, and they're like, hey, call this number.
Yep, yeah.
The guy's like one of those. Some
spam.
Dirty joke or something.
I still get fucking spam calls. Like, I put my car up on Craigslist, and to try to prevent the robots from seeing my number, I put in like 320. I type out the middle three and then the last four, And I still get them sometimes, so it's just kind of shitty.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, in those situations, it's not always just a bot that scans it. I'm sure there are people who just go through and like.
Oh, here's a phone number. Let's just call it.
Yeah. Or text them like, "Hey, I would like to buy your Honda CRV." Yeah. It was like, "Yeah, how much is it priced for? Can we meet tomorrow?"
Yeah.
I have the cash in full.
Yeah. Renee and I because Renee and I do that dog sitting thing now. I don't think I had a chance to tell you the story about this lady, but she.
You've been doing that for a couple weeks now, or a couple months?
Couple months, yeah. We've only had a few clients, but.
You go to them, or do they come to you, or is it just like?
Well, both.
Okay.
So we do like dog walking. We can like just watch it for the day. We can board it overnight. We can go to your house. We can go to your house overnight. And like it's just fees on Rover. It's an app, and so people use that. Just kind of extra money, and we get to play with some dogs. Who cares?
Yeah, so, win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
I get to play with dogs, and you're paying me.
Yeah.
And it's at your house.
Yeah.
I get to do whatever I want.
Exactly. But yeah, so there was this. We got because Renee put an ad on Craigslist as well for it, just because we're trying to just get a few in the door. Well, we got this lady, and it seemed legit until one part. I was like, this could be real, but it sounds pretty fake. So what happened was she emails us, and it's like this older lady. She's like in her 60s, and she says she works for this like obscure, basically like a Bitcoin company.
Nice.
And so I was like, that's odd, but okay. And she said that it was based out of Spokane, Washington, but they moved her to Minneapolis for like 3 weeks for a convention, and she didn't have anyone who could watch her 2 St. Bernards. And she included pictures of all this stuff and everything.
With her in Minneapolis?
She took them with her because no one could watch them back at home. So the company paid for her room and board and everything, and they were willing to pay for her like dog sitter and everything. And like all this like sounds pretty legit.
Yeah,
it
so far,
yeah, it doesn't sound
too
like
crazy.
Right. But then at the end she's like, "But we can't talk on the phone because I am mute and deaf." And I was like, "But like some deaf people choose to be mute because when you can't hear yourself, I mean, like everyone knows, like with deaf people, like they sound odd compared to just
when
like
you can't hear yourself.
Yeah,
it's just kind of weird.
It's just noises, and so like a lot of deaf people choose to be mute, but it was just like weird. And we asked her if we could meet her and everything, and she was like, "Yeah, like well we can meet at this dog park," and then we had everything like lined up, and then she sent us that initial email again.
Oh, the exact
same first one with the same pictures and everything, and so we were like, okay. And then she wanted our address and stuff, and she's like, well, like Renee was like, well, you already sent this to us. Like, did you mean to send this to somebody else? Are you getting like price checks or something? And so she just didn't respond to that. And then she responded like a day later, and she's like, can I get your address? And Renee's like, well, we can give that to you, if we meet and decide that this will work out. And then she just never responded again.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky.
Yeah, it was like...
It sounded legit, like three-quarters the way, and then... It sounds like somebody who's just got this all lined up, and then they accidentally misclicked and sent it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, no, I sent email number 16 instead of 20.
Right.
Shit.
But, usually when it's like a scam, they're like, yeah, I'm buying this phone for my son. I'm actually from, Cambodia. I'm trying to buy this phone for my son. I'll ship you the money later if you send the phone.
No, that's a well-thought-through, like,
right, that was
scam,
like,
maybe?
Yeah. So I was like... And to this day, I don't know if it was real or not.
So was that...
But it seemed... sketch.
Was like word for word too, everything? That
resend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was just copied and pasted. And we were like, I thought we already set up a date to talk and everything.
Well, and then the fact that like you said, you'd asked and then just like nothing.
Yeah. Well, she wanted our address so she could have the check sent to us.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, we just said like we're not really comfortable giving out our address until we meet you.
Yeah.
And we just put it as like, nothing personal. We've just had experiences in the past with now we're getting spam email and stuff, and so we just like to be safe. And so she just never replied after that, and we're like, okay, cool, all right, lady.
Must have.
Yeah. So.
Crap, they're catching.
Yeah, they got us.
That's an interesting thing because like it's only a couple of times I've been answering random phone calls now, but they still don't know when picks up, and so I'm like, okay, that's spam.
Telemarketer or whatever.
Well, because I don't normally pick up because if you do pick up, they know that line is active.
Yeah.
And like, fucking send this line everything you got, you get everything. So I don't ever answer. If you're ever gonna call me and I don't pick up, leave a message. That's my only thing I can say.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. It's like even on like my cell phone and everyone at work even says the same thing. It's like if you don't recognize the number, usually I won't answer.
Yeah.
But if it's important, leave a message.
Right. Exactly.
or they'll call twice.
Exactly.
But yeah, even with that, like, I'll get random text messages like, "I will buy the car today." Listen, I
It's
block
like
the number.
super like robotic.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Copy
how do you
paste.
know this is not a bot? I can't call you right now. I
Yep,
will get. I will get back to you.
yep.
I will pay the car in full. I have a cash right here.
Jeez. Yeah, that's always
Well,
the
because
worst.
now on Craigslist to sell, when you post on Craigslist, did you have to pay $5?
Yeah, now you have to pay, right?
What?
Okay, so it might be just for automotive. So I tried
Maybe.
Oh, really?
on Craigslist. If you want to post a vehicle, you have to pay $5.
I wonder if it's like up to a certain value.
No, well, my car's I've only bought my car for $2,000, or not even that. It's like, God, what the hell?
Do Facebook Marketplace
I did
instead.
too. I'm doing
yeah.
both, but that wasn't going fast enough. I was like, because I had one
Yeah.
person see it. And it's like, oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
But Facebook is nice because you can every 7 days you can renew it and it'll just pop up to the top.
Mhm.
So but they have to be looking for a used Honda or
Gotcha.
used whatever car.
Oh
you
right, yeah.
So, you can just be like one of those guys that puts in it's a Honda, Chevy, Mitsubishi, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
blah, blah, everything, and then no matter
Yeah.
what they type
Tag
in,
it.
it's gonna show up. And then
Yeah.
It's a car. It's got 4 wheels. It drives. Buy it.
toy car, bicycle,
Right, yeah.
lunchbox,
Motorcycle.
Tonka trucks.
Yeah.
It's
pair of shoes.
there you go. Man, yeah. Yeah, I didn't,
Anything to get attention.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that they did that. Like they charged you for that.
Yeah,
now.
I was like,
That's
God
weird.
damn it.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck it. I need to get rid of the vehicle. So I was like, $5. And it's like,
How long does
Not
that
that
keep
bad.
it
I
on
don't
there?
know. I should look.
Okay, because I know if you're like post something, you like never check it, it'll eventually just like get taken off.
Yeah. Yeah. Spotify does that. Do you know that? Like if you have songs saved in your library and you don't listen to them for a certain amount of time, they just
Just
take it
pull
off your
'em?
playlist. Yeah.
What?
Probably because it takes space up, I guess, for
But,
their
I
servers.
mean,
That's the whole point of a playlist.
Right, yeah.
YouTube has billions of hours of content. What they do is, like, I have videos from 2012 on there. They just lower the resolution.
Yeah. Just
quality-
drop
the quality.
it. Yeah.
So like my 2012 like gaming channel thing is like they're 360p or something like that.
Just to
Yeah.
save space on there.
Yeah. That's something like it was a long time ago, but it's like every second like 400 hours gets uploaded to YouTube or something
Mhm.
like that. It's
Makes sense. Yeah.
crazy.
How many users they have.
Yeah. But we can I was gonna talk about fudge. The Disney thing.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I
Yeah.
have no idea, really.
Yeah.
So
Sony owns Spider-Man, and they.
So the
were-
reason actually they own Spider-Man apparently is because back in like the 90s or something like that, Disney was not doing so well, and so they sold the rights to Spider-Man to out
Oh.
people.
Really?
To
And they
get more
I didn't
money.
know that.
yeah, and so that's why Sony has it versus Disney having it.
See, I thought Sony got it, like, I thought that was all like pre like Disney owning anything. I thought it was just Marvel was its own thing, and then like I don't. This is what I thought.
yeah, 'cause
I
it
mean,
was
Well,
that.
I think Marvel
Yeah.
was its own.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Maybe it was Marvel that sold it out. Maybe it was
That
Marvel.
sounds
Yeah.
because it
'Cause
wasn't really
Disney
all
has
that
been out
long
of
ago
money.
that Disney purchased Marvel.
Yeah,
Right.
Marvel hasn't.
Well,
Sony
and
has been out of
I
money.
I thought they bought it maybe just because they had Spider-Man games on PlayStation.
Oh,
Like they were like the first ones to make the games, and they were
I
just
guess-
like, let's just buy it.
they were kind of exclusive.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that might have been after they had
And
bought
so-
it, so I don't know.
What is currently happening, or because people are thinking that they're still talking, and then there's like they threw this out to the media so that people are start talking about it,
Yeah.
and they could get on the side of one or the other.
Try and like weigh their
Yeah, like,
argument.
yeah. Get on Disney side or whatever the side is.
Mhm.
But if it were to continue, and Sony wanted to make a new Spider-Man movie, they cannot do anything with the Marvel universe at
So
all.
no Tom Holland.
No.
No.
I mean, maybe him, but he can't do anything with. Maybe he might be. I don't know. That might be. I honestly don't know how that's gonna work.
They,
But
they,
they
could
can't say-
probably sue over it.
Yeah,
but
they can't. You can't say the name Tony Stark at all. There can
Yep.
be no correlation.
So
whatsoever.
they have to like just disconnect from
Yeah.
everything that happened in the last couple
Yep.
of movies that
Yep.
I have yet to even see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is I was listening to a podcast about this on the kind of the reason it happened is because Venom did so good.
Even though I've heard it was
Really?
a shit movie,
Venom was a not very good movie, but it did
I
great
liked it.
overseas.
it was good enough for
Okay.
me.
Made like $1 billion, you know.
Yeah.
But because people are thinking like when you initially go to a movie, you're like, oh, Venom, he deals with like Spider-Man
Mhm.
Yeah,
Ish.
he's like evil Spider-Man.
and nothing to do with it
Yeah.
whatsoever. But it did so well, they think that they can now take the rights. I mean, they have the rights. That's their
Yeah.
Spider-Man is Sony's.
And now they want to include their own Spider-Man to the Venom
Yeah, I
line.
don't know.
Okay.
That's maybe their long
The
run.
Spider-Man.
But yeah,
the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
Sony's been so awful with their movies recently, except for Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse was great.
Oh my god.
It didn't make any
Spider-Verse
money.
was so
very
good.
much money.
But didn't it come out?
It got awards.
It got awards. It didn't
Yeah.
make that much money though.
It didn't make that much money, but it didn't also come out like around Detective Pikachu and like a bunch of other movies too. I thought
It was
did it just get overshadowed by
before
something?
That.
I don't
thought
remember
it
what else was
slated
coming
ways
out.
before
It
Detective Pikachu.
very well
The
may
last
have
movie.
December.
Yeah, Detective
Yeah, it was
Pikachu
right at the end
was
of the year.
spring. Yeah, you're right. I remember now.
This was last year,
I was gonna say, 'cause the last movie I went to in theaters was Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, I think same actually. Yeah, I don't know what else came out around that time, but I feel like that's probably something.
We went to
that would
Hob and
happen.
Shaw. That was funny. But the dispute now, I don't know any of the numbers exactly. I'm hearing words and I'm probably getting them all wrong just because I'm trying to remember. But I think Disney owned like 1% of the net gross. So the initial run of the movie. That's what they got from the last two Spider-Man movies. Disney did. But they had all the merchandise. They had 100% rights to that, which probably made a lot more money than the movie did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
wanted
Spider-Man
to do,
toys. Yeah.
Oh,
So for
yeah.
days.
They wanted to do 50-50
the movies.
of
right?
the movies. And Sony said no, or something
Disney
like that.
said no.
Disney said no.
Yeah, because my understanding was that Sony wanted a bigger chunk of the Spider-Man stuff since it's theirs, and Disney just said, nah, which I get because like I get both sides. One, it's like Disney, you have enough money, like you'll be
You have
fine,
enough money.
but they're also
you-
investing $1 billion in a movie.
Yeah, but you don't want Sony to make a shitty next movie and then it's gonna
Right.
potentially kill that series.
Yeah. So like Sony knew they had a hand to play and they did. And I don't blame them. I mean honestly like so the way I view it is like Jordan, you just got a new car.
Yes,
It's a cool car.
it's a cool car.
If I drive the car, my friend's going to be like that's a cool car.
Yeah,
But then it's still your car,
yeah.
right? So like you can be like, "Okay, well I want to drive my car now." And like no one can get mad
But-
at me
but
for
think of it this way, right? How do I phrase this? So you say you have $1 million,
Yeah.
right? And I have $10 million. The thing we both want to use is going to make $100 million. We're still getting something from it.
Mhm.
I don't know how much each of them are going to get, if it's a 50-50 or not. But it's like it's the rich arguing with the rich, or
Yeah.
rich. We're saying Disney
Rich
is one
and
person.
the richer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would need to know more details to really pick a side. Like, how big is Sony's engagement in these Spider-Man movies?
They
Is it
pay-
literally zero?
So they pay they own it. They paid for it all.
The movies and
The
everything?
movies for everything.
So they paid for all of it. Disney just produced it.
Yeah. And so then if they do the 50-50 thing, they're going to get 50 both Sony and Disney are going to pay for 50-50 of it. And then they're going to get 50-50 of it out.
See, that sounds
Okay.
more fair to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though.
That sounds like it
Especially
makes way
since
more
it's
sense.
their product.
Yeah. But
Like-
Sony was already getting like the 90 or whatever it was before. They were getting income from the movies.
Yeah, but why would they?
I think Sony initially said no, did they not? I thought they said no.
I had heard it was Sony was pushing for a better deal, and then Disney said no. That's what I had heard.
Keep chatting. I'm reading it up right now.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, okay,
What are you chatting about?
Exclusive. This is coming from Deadline.com. As the dust settles on the Disney/Marvel and Kevin Feige exit from the Sony's Spider-Man franchise, the next looming tug of war might be well over John Watts. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. Okay, blah blah blah. Someone asked which getting a relative bargain at 5% the first dollar. Gross. trying to read
Doesn't
up
sound
it.
very helpful.
no. But-
That was a new one.
Lots of big words.
Yeah, I mean either way, to be honest. Like
Big words. The
If-
movie.
There you go.
if Disney asked for more money from it, I understand. But if Sony is paying for all of it, I understand them not wanting to budge on it. You know what I mean? Because then when they also have to renegotiate the merchandise side of it. It's like, okay, so you're getting more from the movie, and
You
you're
didn't
getting
watch
more.
Game of Thrones, did you?
No.
Did you hear Kit Harington's going to be in a Marvel movie?
No.
That's what just came out. Black Panther's 2 release date revealed. Kit Harington joins the Eternals, and more Marvel movie news. Blah, 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 blah,
Who's
blah.
that? Who's the Eternals? What?
That's another movie coming out from Disney.
Yeah, that's like
Oh.
isn't it like a league of superhero or
I
super villains
saw
or
it.
something like that?
So the Eternals were. Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy? Both of you?
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
His dad, no spoilers. You haven't seen the second one yet. His the guy in that movie.
I believe he's an Eternal.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
them. But
So
like
they're basically gods.
godlike, yeah.
They're like gods of the universe, not like Thor, who's a god, but like actually gods. I don't know. It's so convoluted.
Like Titans?
Did you hear my?
Kinda,
Did
yeah.
you watch last week's podcast?
No.
The title was Harry. You have the Force.
Oh, yeah, I did. I did actually. I did. I remember now.
We got off topic so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Disney right now, and so I want to also talk about Disney, how much of a monopoly they're becoming, but they're very good at it. That you just don't realize it, because right now, come this fall, I don't know when, they're releasing their new Disney app, and Disney related
the Disney
shows.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm fucking excited for,
Yeah.
because they just they just released a trailer for I remember a Mandalorian, the
Mandalorian.
Boba
Yeah.
Fett stuff.
Yeah, well, Brendan said it, and it sounded like he said Amanda Lorian. I'm like,
Oh.
is that a girlfriend?
She sounds hot.
Yeah. I don't.
They just released a trailer for it. It looks really good if it's just a TV show.
I don't know like how I feel about all of these subscription based things. It's like, okay, well, just put it all on Dish and I'll buy Dish then, because eventually it's going to be the same price. Netflix, Hulu, now like
But it depends how
NBC's
much
going to
you-
have their own,
depends how
ABC's
much
going
you
to have
watch.
their own,
The
Disney
reason-
wants their own.
The reason you did that though is because like, say you never watch sports.
Mhm.
Now you can kind of pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that like they do have bundle packages like that with Dish, and then also like now they're gonna take all the Disney movies off of Netflix and Hulu and put them
Yeah.
on their own platform. So now if I want to watch a Disney movie, that's why I like Netflix and Hulu, because it's just like a conglomerate of a bunch of random stuff.
Hulu is has a bundle with Disney. It's like $13 a month or something like that. Brandon said.
You
the
get
other night.
both for
You get both.
like
Oh,
a low price, yeah, or a flat price.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, cool.
See that I'm cool with, but like if they're not bundling it with anything and I just have to have 18 subscriptions, I'm like,
Yeah, I currently have Alyssa has Netflix. I have Amazon. We don't have, and then I'm borrowing HBO from one of you guys or something like that.
I
Disney
think
Plus.
I pay for HBO. I have Netflix. I don't pay for it though.
I think isn't it your parents?
Yeah, it's my parents. I
So
just
the
piggyback
Disney
on it.
Plus is going to be Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic.
What?
is it
Nat
gonna-
Geo?
yeah, they own.
Oh,
Wow, it's only $7 a month.
Is it gonna have
cheap.
like everything from them on it though? I feel like it wouldn't.
Holy cow! So I'm just scrolling down exclusive Disney Plus originals. So off the top, The Mandalorian. High
if they
School
don't
Music-
have Wreck-It Ralph, it's not real.
Isn't Wreck-It Ralph?
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I think it's a
Disney.
Pixar movie.
But that's Pixar.
That's
down here.
Disney, yeah.
Yeah.
Disney owns Pixar.
The world according to Jeff Goldblum is a
Oh
show.
God.
Encore.
Chaos.
Into the Unknown.
Chaos Theory.
The Frozen 2. Monsters at Work. Timmy Failure. Mistakes Were Made. WandaVision. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Star Wars Clone Wars. What If? And then Loki.
Oh, that's gonna be a big one. They're pulling off Netflix.
Yeah.
Clone Wars. Yeah.
Which Disney is turning into, because that $7 a month that I say is already cheaper than Netflix.
Yeah, but
Netflix
they know they're gonna make up for it in volume.
Yeah.
Like 100% sure, everyone with
That's what I'm
kids
saying.
is gonna
They're
own
like
it.
they're like the Walmart of online media.
Yeah.
They're going to be, because like
Yeah.
Walmart, you see chicken nuggets from, what's the
Tyson.
Tyson. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then Walmart's are like $50 and
They're
cheaper.
great value.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's like, I mean, I'm in a pinch, you know. I can grab
Yeah.
2 bags of these and save $4.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's just like,
They have a lot
It's-
of content.
yeah, it's frustrating because like I know Netflix has to be more expensive because they're trying to work out license agreements with all these different
And
the
think-
directors and
I
stuff.
think a lot of the Netflix shows, they throw out the money for 2 seasons on everything they have, even though if they weren't going to make that much money, and so they're kind of like in a pinch right now.
Yeah.
I've heard. But Disney, you can't buy any of their movies anywhere. Like Alyssa and I went and saw Aladdin. And we're like, oh, let's go watch the original one. I don't own it like physically.
And you can't find it
You
anywhere.
can't buy it anywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
God
Weird.
dang it.
So unless you bought it as VHS way back in the day,
Or
you
you-
got a
Right,
lot.
yeah.
If you bought it beforehand online, you can still use it,
Yeah.
but you can't have it now. You can't buy it now. It's like, God dang it! I just want to watch like
Yeah.
stupid old.
This
cartoons.
reminds me of like DC has their own streaming service.
Do they really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
I guess like the DC movies, terrible, god awful. Don't ever
Yeah,
bother.
yeah.
The
TV shows are great.
The DC TV shows are
Yeah,
phenomenal.
because
Oh,
it
like
goes-
Flash and
Because it
Green
goes
Arrow and
backwards.
all
And,
that.
like-
it's backwards for Marvel. Marvel movies are great. Their TV shows are
But, like-
never
Yeah.
good.
Like one that I've heard a lot of praise about that actually got canceled for some reason I'm not sure about.
Mhm.
The Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
I heard that, and like I would love to watch it. So I've just been watching clips here and there on YouTube because I'm like,
Yeah.
it looks really cool. And they literally just canceled it and they cut the episode short, but it was doing absolutely great. It was getting crazy good reviews. Like people loved it, but they just
There's like
and it was literally
eh,
like 2 episodes into the season. They already announced they canceled it.
what the heck?
It's like what? What?
It's over budget.
And then they've got like the Teen Titans is on there as a TV
Oh,
show,
yeah.
and like I guess there's a whole bunch that are actually like really good.
Huh, interesting.
It's just one thing I'm excited for about the whole Disney thing is like, or at least show, because these are shows and TV shows that I know you guys are gonna watch. I didn't ever seen Friends or The Office that much. It just wasn't my thing
I don't
to
like
watch.
Friends, but
I
I like
haven't
The Office.
really watched either.
We're gonna like it's gonna be Game of Thrones for
People are
us.
gonna hate me for that.
It's gonna be like Game of Thrones. You and I would watch it
Yeah.
and just try to catch up and like, oh, we talk about it back and forth, blah 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 blah. That's gonna be exciting to do because like I know a majority of us are like the Star Wars if that becomes a show, and then Obi-Wan, Ian McGregor.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor.
McGregor. I'm thinking what's the fucking MMA fighter?
He's actually really good in Christopher Robin, I thought.
Oh, Ian McGregor.
I thought that was
Yeah.
a great movie.
It was really good. I thought.
That touched me
Yeah.
in my like 6-year-old self.
Yeah, I grew
Real
up
good.
on Winnie the Pooh, so I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, this is too real.
And I watched it in like the best form you ever could on an
Yeah.
airplane.
Oh, really? Nice. Nice. Just like tearing up on an airplane.
Turbulence.
You're just like,
Oh no!
Man. Pooh, no. Scream that out on an airplane. They're like, everyone's like, does this man need a bathroom?
Pooh, no.
Oh, Piglet! What's going
Man.
on?
Yeah, I'm excited for those movies. Thank you. It's gonna be cool. I know because like none of you guys are really excited for the like Marvel stuff. That was my thing. I always watched. I watched all of them and watched podcasts upon podcasts talking about them.
I mean, I got up to a certain point, and then I just kind of like quit going to movies.
Yeah. That was my thing
They're
too.
so good though.
They are good. I got really tired of going to movies because I guess once in a while I still want to go because it's like the experience,
Oh,
like cool.
It's my favorite thing.
But I just can't. I'm not like a huge fan of like that situation publicly. Like if I go to a theater on like a Wednesday and it's empty, love it.
Oh,
But if it's like
best.
yeah, but if it's like packed, I'm so annoyed because like there's kids screaming
So
and
Austin-
like people just like smacking on everything and crunching everything, and I'm like, just want to watch the movie.
Austin and I, we used to do that on the weekends. Saturday or Sunday morning, we'd wake up. This is during college. We'd wake up, we go get breakfast somewhere, and then we go to the movie at like 10 o'clock. It was
And
like pretty much
it
empty.
screwed you over so hard because you'd be in there, you'd watch the movie, you'd get
Oh.
out, and you'd be like, why
Oh
is
my
it light out? You
God.
look
Yeah,
at your clock,
yeah.
it's like noon, and you're
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm so confused.
You're in there for 2 hours, like my.
Because like
Yeah.
you're so used to getting out of
I'm
a
jet
movie and
lagged.
it's dark.
Late,
You're just
yeah.
like, what do I do with the rest of the day?
Jeez.
But that's what you get for. Yeah, our movie theater opens up at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock,
Well,
I should say.
There's a lot of good movies coming. Like I'm a huge fan of like those one-off, just standalone movies that aren't a part of
Mhm.
anything.
Yep.
And like there's a lot been coming out recently.
See, I think you would like Hobbs and Shaw. It's not.
I've heard it's good.
It's not like. It's got characters you
I've,
know.
I've heard it's a Fast and Furious superhero movie.
yeah. And there's controversy right now between the guys in The Rock, like the Fast and Furious crew in The Rock.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
The Rock came in, probably gets paid a ton more, and
Because he's The Rock.
and he's the main crew. And actually, like his crew, he says on like film crew that helps make the movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so there's actually like beef against him and Vin Diesel about like you came into this this family, and you took it over from us, took it away from us, and so on and so forth.
If you did a better job, you did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I mean, I'm just saying.
And apparently, there's a contract, or not contract, in the contract, it says that Vin Diesel can't beat The Rock, and The Rock can't beat Vin Diesel. Like, they can't beat each other. They can't be shown losing to each other.
Yeah, so it's like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be like a just neutral
draw.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. Which, now that you're saying it, yeah, in every movie that they have gotten a fight in, it's been very just kind of like they kind of get a couple in on each other and then it's over.
Yeah. Something else happens.
And the same thing for who's the other guy in Hobbs and Shaw?
Oh,
My brain's dumb.
the mechanic. He was in that movie. What's his name?
I'm so dumb.
Yeah, I'm getting called stupid by everyone.
Yeah, I don't really know that movie at all. So I mean, I heard about it.
I'll show you the face, and you'll be like, oh yeah.
What's his name?
Life with Bob's nice.
He's got an accent.
Cast.
The instant you say,
Jason Statham.
there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there it is. And he's also like, I can't, in the contract of, I can't be shown beat up that much.
Yeah.
But
See, I get that, but also like look at Sylvester Stallone or like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like they get beat up in their movies and they're still crazy badass. You know what I mean? Like people are like, oh yeah, Rocky lost in the last Rocky movie, but everyone was still like, that man's badass.
Oh yeah.
And this movie did very well because it was very like small guy, big guy combo.
Sure.
And being like in the intro of the movie, it's not really a spoiler, but in the intro of the movie, the screen splits them both waking up in the morning. One makes eggs. Jason Statham makes eggs like an omelet, and The Rock drinks a cup of eggs.
Yep.
One goes to the pub and drinks a pint, and The Rock goes to the gym and just pumps some weights.
Yep.
It was kind of funny. Just
Two very different lives.
yeah. It was very funny.
Well, I don't know. That just reminded me of Jonathan on Netflix. 'Cause you said you like standalone movies that aren't really connected to things, right? That's a good movie on. I've talked about it on the podcast. We're
Okay,
going
is it
too
that
long.
one?
Yeah, it's the one where
Okay.
it's like he has an identical twin, but only in his brain. So like, yeah, it's really weird, but it's like this weird medical condition that they like kind of explore. But so like from like I don't remember the hours, but like from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You know, a little leeway time there. He's Jonathan, and then at night he's like a different person, and like it's actually like his brain is somebody else. It's not like multiple personality. It's like he actually is a
There
twin.
literally
Yeah.
is.
So
Yeah.
one's the night owl,
So
one's
like
the-
they like record videos every morning and every night to like tell each other what happened. So like he has a night job and a day
Hey,
job,
you have a
but two
date tomorrow?
totally different careers and like different
That's
jobs.
insane.
Yeah. So it's really cool because and then there's like a love interest that comes in and gets like really confused because the night persona is like
not interested in them.
he's like he's like a little bit more like party animal. And like the day persona is like very like OCD, like everything has to be
Does
a
this
certain
person
way.
like never sleep?
Right. Yeah, he sleeps for like 30-minute intervals. So he'll like
Oh.
sleep at 30 minutes and then it like wakes up the other person and he'll sleep again. So I don't know. It like
That's so weird.
but he has, like has all
I
these like
think you and
meds
I-
he has to take.
That's when you and I started talking about doing the sailor naps. I'd like to try that out. The 4
Oh,
hours,
yeah.
8 hours, 4
Yeah.
hours. You do your normal stuff for 8 hours and you take a 4-hour nap, and you wake up for another 8 hours and then the 4-hour nap. It'd be pretty crazy.
I'm good.
I'm good. I mean
you
that's
couldn't do-
basically what I was doing when I was in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't do it now because we have normal jobs, but it'd be pretty crazy.
I mean, you kind of
You have
could.
to work an 8-hour
You
job.
have to be like-
as soon as you get home, you have to hit the bed.
Yeah.
And then wake up from from 9. Let's say from 10 from 10 until 6 in the morning.
And then you have to sleep again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, that would really mess with the job.
So if your first job would have to be like your money maker, and then your second job would just have to be something you love, because
Oh, that'd be funny.
otherwise how would you do that?
I need to practice to stay up late because when the new Call of Duty comes out, I want to do a 24-hour live stream.
Oh boy.
So I'm like, I've been looking up things that how to do it.
Oh, I have no issue staying up late. It's just no matter how late I stay up, I seem to get up at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. Same.
But my only concern is like if I start, what time do I start it in the morning? in order to like if I start at noon, I have to go noon the next day, and that's gonna suck. It's like, dude, the sun's up, let's go. I have 4 more hours to go. Fuck, shit. Damn.
Yeah, so your best bet's probably just to take a long nap the day before you do it, and then start like at like 8 p.m. Because then
late?
Because then you'll end late, and then you'll be able to just go to bed, and it won't throw your sleep cycle off.
I'm not worried with that. I think I'm taking Friday, and I think I might take Monday off, depending on if I do it.
Just bring a whole bunch of Red Bull.
Honestly, that's what I read not to do. You shouldn't drink caffeine.
Because you'll crash.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start doing. Funhouse did this when they did their 24-hour live
A
stream.
whole bunch of G Fuel.
Yeah.
They were getting donations.
Just eat spoonfuls of powder.
Pre-workout, yeah.
They were every donation of $1,000 they worked out.
Yep.
They had like they set stretch goals for $25,000 because that's what they like made last year.
Mm-hmm.
They made like $80,000. It's like every like $1,000 they did push-ups.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, those wake you up. I mean, exercise wakes you
and
up.
so that's my plan to do it is to like do workouts like every hour. Just like, okay, time to do some push-ups or something.
Every $1 donated, we jump in a cold shower.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, I could put ice in the bath for you.
Take a cold shower.
Yours be fine. Normal people, it's not. I can't take cold showers.
Dude,
be like,
I love ice baths.
Let's switch over to the Pundy Cam, and it's just you read a newspaper in the ice bath.
Oh, it's my turn? Okay. Time to get back in.
Yeah. That would be pretty funny.
But is it October 25th, so there won't be any snow on the ground.
There might be.
Maybe, but doubtful.
That's generally not when we get snow. But
Yeah.
But we did that last year.
Well, the great Halloween winter storm of '92 or whatever it was.
I've been out for my Halloween going out trick or treating in like a jacket, like,
Yeah.
What are you? Let me unzip it. Take it off.
Yeah.
And then next year it's
I'm
like,
a
let me
zombie.
get the bibs on.
Yeah,
and-
yep. Minnesota.
I'm a zombie. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah. I'm a Midwestern.
Where it's either snowing or road construction.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got that right.
So I think up here, you guys saw the work that's going up
Yep.
here? I think they're putting in a roundabout.
Yeah.
I was looking at that. I'm like, why does the road veer off this one way?
And you saw it coming down.
And then it was like
this
like-
far. It's like, whoa.
I was thinking, I'm driving up and I'm like, if that is a roundabout, it's because it's the weirdest roundabout I've ever seen.
Well, because up here, there's a little triangle piece of land that the road goes this way and then in.
Oh.
It's like no one used it for anything. I think they ripped that all out and put roundabout in there. So it's like, God damn it. It's been sucky, too, because if it rains, did you ever listen to my podcast? Every time it rains, it's a mudslide going down my road.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh.
I told you about that, because then I had to drive we were at Coburn, and it started downpour. So I sprinted to my car, and it started to hail. So we parked under the bank enclosure.
Yikes, yeah.
And just stood there and watched it hail down. It stopped, and we started driving, and the other roads were just like water pouring down. It's like, oh crap. Came around here and came to one corner. It's like it was just mud pouring. So I kicked into the 4-wheel drive. And
Oh, jeez.
but turning into my driveway, it hit my car broadside. And
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
was like, no,
It's dirty.
No! Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I already chipped my windshield.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was just driving from my interview on Monday, actually, on my way home, and there was just a big semi in front of me. Just kicked up a rock and just hit. It was like right at the very base in the middle of my windshield. So like it's not like distracting or big or anything, but I was so mad 'cause like I just bought this car.
My dad had that
I'm
happen
like,
too.
God damn it.
I have also had that happen, except it was much worse than just hitting the windshield. It hit right where my windshield curved up, actually. It hit the
Oh.
metal on the roof.
Oh no.
And it left like a dent this deep in my roof.
No.
And I looked at it, I'm like, I heard a
no.
big thud after
Mhm.
like the truck came by.
Must
And
have
I'm
been a
like,
big fucking rock.
it must have been. I'm surprised I didn't see it because I thought
Right.
like I kicked up something underneath it, hit my
Sure.
exhaust or something.
Yeah.
Because it was a big like wham.
Mhm.
And then I only noticed it like a week later because I was walking away from my car and I saw the
Yeah.
light reflect weird. I'm like,
What the heck
Oh.
happened?
oh,
And
Jeez.
Austin, if you didn't know him, is a very big car guy, and so
I'm pretty picky.
Yeah, Renee had something weird happen the other day. We walked up to her car and her rear fender was like, cause like where it connects, I don't know the terms I guess, but like it's like where her bumper kind of connects to like the fender piece.
Oh, where they like meet.
Yeah, they meet and like there's like they meet perfectly. Well, like
Yep.
it was pushed in so like you could see where they connect was like pushed out like that.
Yep.
And she's like, "How did that happen?" And I don't know how that would happen because like I was able to just push it back into place, But like I don't know how it came off.
There weren't any like marks from someone else hitting.
No
like...
scratches, no dents or anything. It was just off. So it was like someone was like leaning against it and someone pushed them or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like, how did that happen?
I wish I just like have a 360 webcam on my car at all times. Just
Yeah.
I mean, they do make ones for in the windshield that monitor like front and rear.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually they're a subscription.
just be like.
I've thought about it.
So I was looking up. We can talk about cars. I was looking up paint. I was trying to find matte orange spray paint. That's what I wanted because I didn't want it to be shiny. I went online just looking everywhere for it. This is just like normal fluorescent. It's called fluorescent spray paint.
Yeah.
Like it, yeah, literally like for sale signs on.
Yeah.
it.
So it's like it's like it's going on parts. The only part that I'm really worried about is the CPU. So I wasn't too worried about it getting hot or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But online, I was looking at pictures to see if like the orange spray paint was matte or not. I saw pictures of people spraying their cars with spray paint.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
And then it
I don't advise it.
And
Yeah.
then it rolled over to a couple of reviews. I wish I would have saved them. A couple of reviews was like, man, I thought this was. It said it was dark machine gray. It was like a light gray, and the picture of his car, his whole car.
Yeah.
And then this is the best one. The guy's like, this spray paint was amazing. It worked great. Picture rolled over. It's the Rolls Royce grill. He painted it black with a spray can.
Jeez.
I'm gonna buy this $300,000 car and spray paint it with
Yeah,
$5
right. Yeah.
It's like, you do you.
Well, I got this Crayola paint that I thought would look really good. So.
Oh my god! It's like the spray paint's like you paint like a chair in your lawn, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my.
You don't bomb can a nice vehicle.
Nope.
And some of them were like a lot of them were like rims. They painted rims on the car
Yeah,
with
that's
the
common.
wheel still on
Yep.
them. Like,
Yeah,
what
I
are
mean,
you doing?
there is a trick to painting it correctly with the
Some of
wheel
them are
still
peel off.
attached.
They're called peel. It's like spray
Yeah.
peel paint. I was like
Yeah,
really weird.
Yeah, it's like a plasti dip almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I was looking at it like I don't want it to peel
It's a
off.
spray
I
on
was
plasti dip.
like, really weird. And so
I actually like the dip paint though. Like some of that stuff looks really
the
cool.
hydro dip.
Mhm.
Yeah, where it's like you get like the carbon fiber looks and
Yeah.
stuff. It's so
I
nice.
Yep.
still like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that controller's broken.
You can fix it. Just change the internals. Didn't you change the internals?
No.
I thought you
Nope.
did.
That was the original Xbox controller for my Xbox One back in 2013, and it got the infamous drift of death on the sticks to the point where my character in Destiny would just, you'd pull it down, he'd go whoop,
Yep.
and it was like not a
Yep.
slow
You
drift,
can
it was
just
just
You
wham.
can just change
Wake
a little
up.
servo in the thing.
I could, but
It's cheaper than those.
I have
$60
so many
controller.
controllers. And plus, that controller doesn't even have a headphone jack.
Also true.
You have to use the stupid accessory deal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wireless
we're-
stuff.
the cars and paint thing. I want to do a show. We're talking about Amazon. I want to go on Amazon reviews or questions, because some of them are so ridiculous that I just need to save them. One was they were just generic earbuds, 3.5 plug-in, your normal thing. And it's like, will this work on... Well, it was older when every single phone had a headphone jack. Now phones are coming out that don't have headphone
Yep.
jacks. And it was like, will this work on my phone? Or something like
What
that.
kind of phone do you have?
But back then, every single phone had a headphone jack. And so it usually didn't matter.
Right,
It was just,
yeah.
it's just like, oh my
Always
God.
work on my phone. I got just like interesting show ideas. My friend Shane, who I recently added to our Discord, he posted a video yesterday, I think it was, but it was like, it was a like talk show, but it took place in a river. So it's this guy in a full suit with like sunglasses in this huge river under a bridge, and he's just like acting casual, like he's not in a river, like trying to do a talk show.
That's
Is he got,
awesome.
like a mic too and everything?
Yeah, and he's got like a full like khaki suit on and like a
He's
nice
just
tie.
standing in a river.
Yeah, well, he's like floating, like swimming.
Oh.
He's like treading water, like trying to talk like it's just a normal thing.
You know, we'll have to do that. When winter comes around, we'll just hook these all up wirelessly and stand out there and just...
In the
It's
bank
okay.
of snow
Yeah.
or the negative 30-degree weather, whichever one we get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully negative 30 is a little harder than negative snow.
Jeez.
I'll have to look at that. That's kind of funny.
But yeah, I thought it was funny, and I was like, how did they like get guests on that show? Like, you just throw people in the river, like you're on the show now.
It'd be really funny if people can float, like they're floating the river.
Yeah, like on tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like a big river, like
How's
Golden
your day
Gate
today, miss?
Bridge.
But
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
Sir, how is it going today?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Bye.
But like that's like needed now. You know, like you guys know who Eric Andre is?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's got this just. He has like a late night show kind of thing, but it's like I think it's on Comedy Central. It might not even be on TV, but he's just a comedian. But he just brings on guests, and unknowingly they experience his show. Like there's one time he just had a grizzly bear walk out on stage, and like no trainer next to it or anything. Like just walked out on stage just to freak people out. He just does like stupid stuff or like. He'll like ask them a stupid question that like kind of offends them, and he'll just stand up and as they're talking, just start breaking his desk with like an axe or something, and like laughs. It's he's a scary person to be around.
It's something to get attention.
But like
these
his
days.
whole show is just like they're short and they're just chaos. But it's like it's just one of those things because he's like everyone like every late night show's the same. They have like a couple like weird games they do, and then they talk, and it's like
Talk to
kind of
famous
funny.
people.
He's like, so I'm just gonna be a psychopath and see what happens.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, it's funny. You should look up on YouTube sometime. It's crazy, but
It's something. It's all the things that people do to get attention. Like
yeah.
when we're doing
Eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
eating podcasts.
True.
We stream on Twitch. We do our podcast on Twitch, and there are very few channels that actually have like a setup like this. It's people just like in their living room on the laptop and they're talking.
Yep.
And a majority of them don't even speak like English. And they have like 3,000 viewers. Like, holy cow! What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Like, it's honestly, God, it's quality. Like we have really nice mics and nice webcam. It's the whatever they're saying, the content. It's just like,
Yep.
what's wrong with us?
Well, I mean, we don't really have a niche.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or a niche. I think it's the same word. But anyway, we don't really have like that because we talk about a very broad topic of things because it's a hot dish.
We're trying to find what we have, what our
Yeah.
topic is.
Yeah. But I mean,
like you trying to find the secret ingredient that I put in your hot dish today.
yeah. So that I mean, maybe that's. I think we've talked about that before.
you
Like,
guys go to the bathroom yet?
No, I'm good. Was that part of the show?
You know, that might actually be good for me because, you know, I only do. I can't remember the last time I did that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, we've talked about having like mini games or like a thing we do on our
Did
show.
you see the one I did it with? I was making them listen to audio stuff, just like name what this was. And it was video games and movies, blah 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 blah. And I had one. I found a clip on Reddit. It was a dude with a backpack full of mayo, and he just fell backwards. And
Oh
just made
my
the most,
God.
Mayo.
Yeah.
Mayo.
Oh, I think you said male.
No.
Crunch. I wonder if I don't think I.
And it just like exploded.
I wonder if it's gonna play.
Nothing came out.
Wait, there went.
That's
Just
the
listen for it.
audio.
Yeah, there's the audio.
It's just audio.
Yeah, there's a girl laughing at the end.
Oh.
I think I heard it.
Little like sploosh noise. Yeah.
That's kind of an odd noise.
Oh, there's a video.
Ah, there's a video. Oh,
Gross.
it went so far. Holy crap. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just weird stuff like that that gets super famous.
You ever just fill a bag with mayonnaise and fall backwards just to see what sounded makes?
Yeah. Just to see what
I'm more.
happens.
I'm more of a. You're gonna say I'm more of a Miracle Whip guy? Is that what you're gonna say?
I don't like either, but I'm not a big fan of either. But I'm more into like the video versus the audio. I think that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was them guessing what it was. It was Austin or it was Brandon
Oh.
and James. It was guessing like because at first I was doing stuff. Do I have any?
I see. So it was like you play a noise and then they have to guess what the noise is and then you'd show the video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some-
okay.
yeah, and that was that.
Those
Okay.
are. Yeah, I've heard of those games. Those are fun.
Yeah, and that was that. They had no idea because they heard
Well,
the girl
yeah.
giggle and they're like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Because you don't really hear the whole like. Because he's like on grass.
It's
Yeah.
fine. I have to get speakers because it's coming out of that TV or that
Yeah,
monitor.
gotcha.
But
Man.
stuff to do like now that I have the office job, we can go full circle here. Now that I have the office job, I have more time. Just because I work at 7 instead of 6.
You don't work weekends anymore, right?
I do still work weekends. I still have an office job. I do the office like once a month or something like that.
Okay.
Hmm.
But then I now since I work later, I go to the gym now in the mornings instead of at night, and so I've been doing that instead. And so I can now prioritize more time towards this, but right now all my time for this has been going towards that. My new computer.
PC, yeah, well, that's kind of what happened with me too. Like that's why I wasn't on for so long. I was like MIA for a long time. Well, I was just like
because you were doing hardcore finding a new job.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I've applied to over like 300 jobs in the past month. It's crazy, and I've only heard back from like 4 people.
Oof.
Austin.
Yeah.
How many places did you apply to when you first looking for a job after you graduated?
1. And they called me a week before I graduated, and I started a week after.
Nice.
I didn't apply for my job. They asked me to work there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you kind of had a person in already.
Yeah.
You had an undercover agent.
I was still doing good.
Yeah, it's weird. Most of them you don't even get like the sorry we chose a different candidate.
They
or
just
whatever.
don't say anything.
Nothing, and it's like
Yeah.
cool, all right, but
Maybe you have to go and like I want a job. This is why I'm
Thought about it.
This is why I am perfectly suited for this job. And you start explaining to them.
Yeah. Well, and then I mean, a lot of what I've done in the past few months is like redo my resume, try and create a bunch of stuff for my portfolio, try and like write a really convincing cover letter, things like that. And then I've also developed that clothing, the whole brand behind that.
Yeah.
I had like ran surveys, I tried to like develop my whole process with that so that I could record that, and then like future clients I can show that to them and be like, this is how I work. Like,
Yeah.
So it helps, and it helps you
Yeah.
in an interview too to be like, this is how I work, and then they're like, oh, you actually have a process. You're not just drawing pretty pictures and seeing what happens. There's
You have,
actually like science behind it, kind of in a way.
You
And
show
so-
them what you have done.
Right.
You have
You're capable.
Right.
You tell them you're on a podcast and they ask you what the podcast is about, and
Yeah.
you show it to them.
And then they go, oh, like tater tots?
Yeah. But yeah, so then I developed that whole thing, did the whole website, did all of like the branding for it. Now I'm just waiting for more funds from a job to actually buy the equipment I need to
'Cause he
produce the
lost his
product.
job. He can't find
I
it.
did not lose my job.
There's a difference between losing and walking out.
Yeah.
Either way, you lose it.
And that is the Hot Dish Podcast, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me.
Oh, is it time?
Yeah, we're over an hour.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I was looking at my phone going, man, we're really creeping up on
Yeah.
this.
What is nepotism?
I don't know. I assume by the name that's my mother.
Yeah, I don't know what nepotism
What does that
is.
mean?
It sounds bad,
Can
though.
you explain it to me? Echo, what is nepotism?
Echo, don't do it.
Nepotism is usually defined as patronage bestowed or favoritism shown on the basis of family relationship, as in business and politics.
You were nepotized.
Echo, stop. Thank you. Hey, I worked really hard for that job. I've been told by multiple people I worked hard for that job. It doesn't matter how I got there at first.
Doesn't matter. I got.
It'd be like if a prince became a king and that's by not by law, by heritage.
Birthright.
But he was really good at it. That's what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
But then the ones that are shitty had to get it anyway, so.
Yeah, it's true.
But
yeah.
I got it. For
You
being
got
good.
Yeah.
So we ending this or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to, but then you guys point something out.
Well, I was curious. Curiosity struck me.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, make sure you follow us on Twitch. We go live every single Saturday, and follow us on I'm trying to think of YouTube as well. So that's where all the archive podcasts go. And if you want, you don't need to. You can absolutely donate. It's below us on the bottom. I share that between the guys, and it helps us pay for food and stuff like that. I haven't done it yet.
Where is it?
As always, with Hot Dish Podcast, has a little bit of everything, and it's always good.